Hello everyone, I'm Jimin. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe so we can continue to share stories together. Today I want to take you to a very special moment, a moment in which Paris is not only a romantic city, but also a witness to something that I have kept deep in my heart. Paris has always been known as the city of love. Its lights shimmer at night, the streets are full of steps of pedestrians enjoying the atmosphere, and the Eiffel Tower stands majestically, as if guarding the secret of millions of people who have ever looked at it. However, in the midst of that glitter, I found myself faced with something deeper than just a beautiful sight, a desire I could no longer resist telling you, Army. Since the beginning of my career with BTS, I have always tried to give my best on stage. Smiles, dances, voices, everything I do for you to feel happiness and strength. But what I rarely show is a more fragile side, a side that is sometimes afraid, sometimes tired, but still fighting for the dream. I know the Army is always by my side, but sometimes I feel like there are things that are hard for me to say. That night in Paris, I felt the time had come. I was standing behind the stage before the concert started. Your cheers reached the preparation room. I closed my eyes for a moment, feeling my heart beat faster. Should I really say it today? I thought, there is fear if you misunderstand. There is fear if my words hurt, when my intention is the opposite. But on the other hand, there was such a strong urge to be honest, to let go of the burden that I had been carrying in silence all this time. After the night was over, the atmosphere was still heavy but full of warmth. Backstage, I met the other members who were already waiting. Taeyong immediately patted my shoulder slowly while smiling, his eyes slightly glazed. "Hyung, you are very brave." Those are words that not everyone can say in front of so many people. "I'm proud of you." That simple remark made me want to cry even more, but this time not out of sadness, but out of relief and such sincere support. Jungkook, who is usually full of energy, looked more still that night. He approached slowly and hugged me tightly. "Hyung, I know you often keep a lot of things to yourself. I'm glad you finally let it go. Never feel alone again, because we are here, and the Army is always there." The hug feels like a bridge, connecting the pain of the past with the hope of the future. Namjoon just looked at me deeply, as if he could read every feeling I had stored. He did not immediately speak for long, only saying, "Your words tonight will strengthen many people, not only the Army, but also yourself. Thank you for being brave." I nodded, holding back my emotions, because I knew our leader understood more than words could express. Meanwhile, out there, the world was already starting to talk about that moment. Social media was filled with snippets of videos when I said, "I can't hide it anymore. You're the reason I survived." There are hashtags that immediately topped the world trends. Soldiers from various countries wrote lengthy messages of support, many of whom were moved to tears. An army man from Brazil wrote, "Jimin, you have no idea how much your words tonight saved me. I don't feel alone anymore. Thank you for being brave." One soldier from Japan wrote, "I always see you smile, but knowing that you also once felt fragile makes me feel closer. You're real, you're human, and that makes us love you more deeply." Reading those messages made my chest tightness, not because of the pain, but because of such great grief. I realized that the courage to be honest not only set me free, but also paved the way for others to feel understood. That night at the hotel, I sat on the balcony staring at the dark Paris sky with little stars. I think about my long journey since trainee days. How often I felt inadequate, how many tears I held back so as not to be seen. I remember the times when I trained alone until late at night, just so that I could get better, so that I would not disappoint anyone. However, there are times when the fear of failure is so strong that it makes me want to give up. But every time I almost fell, there were Army voices calling my name. There were smiles of members reaching out. There was love that never stopped flowing. That night in Paris reminded me that I should never underestimate how precious the relationship between me and you is. The next day, I received a lot of messages from people nearby. My mother wrote a short but deep message. "Jimina, Mom saw you on television. You made me cry, but it was tears of pride. Never feel alone, son. We're always there." Those words struck my heart with an indescribable warmth. As we prepared to leave Paris, I could still see several soldiers waiting outside the hotel, carrying small banners with the words, "We love you, Jimin." They smile even though the cold air pierces the skin. I waved and smiled back, and in my heart I promised that I would continue to fight, not only for myself, but also for those who believe in me. On the plane to my next destination, I looked out the window, seeing clouds marching slowly. I realized life is not about hiding pain or pretending to be strong all the time. This life is about the courage to admit weakness, about the honesty to say, I need you. And Paris was already my turning point, a city where I dared to open my heart. Perhaps someday I will return there, walking alone under the Eiffel Tower, remembering the night when I told the truth for the first time before the world. And when that came, I knew I would never feel alone again. Because the love of the army, once it is embedded, will always be there. I closed my eyes, smiled, and said to myself, thank you, Paris. Thank you, Army. I love you guys. When the spotlights finally lit up the stage and I stepped out, I saw an endless sea of purple. Thousands of light sticks swayed in unison, as if sending out an energy that was both soothing and thrilling. The atmosphere was so beautiful that I had to hold back tears from falling. The night wasn't just about the music. It wasn't just about the performances. That night was about confession. After a few songs, I picked up the microphone. My breath was heavy, my hands were shaking a little. I look at you, Army, who are waiting attentively. Then I said quietly, there's something I want to share. I don't know if I can say it perfectly, but I hope you can feel it. The atmosphere became quiet for a moment. There is only a boisterous voice that slowly diminishes, replaced by a silence full of anticipation. All this time I've always tried to be strong. I've always tried to show my best side. But there were many nights when I felt alone. There were many days when I doubted myself. I know you see me smile, but I often ask, am I really enough for you? Can my love for you be clearly expressed? Today, in Paris, I want to be honest. I can't hide it anymore. I want you to know that you are the reason I survived. Every time I'm tired, every time I feel inadequate, I think of you. You are my home. Those words just came out, more sincere than anything I'd ever said before. I hear your screams, cries, and thunderous applause. Some soldiers even looked down while wiping away tears. I can't help myself anymore either. Tears fell on my cheeks, but this time I was not ashamed. I felt relieved, as if the weight I had held on to for so many years could finally be let go. Paris is a witness. It wasn't just an ordinary concert. It was a confession, a moment in which the heart meets the heart without any wall getting in the way. I see how you accept my words, how your love is so real, even greater than I ever imagined. After the concert was over, I walked alone along the Seine River. The Parisian night breeze touched my face, cold yet soothing. I saw the reflection of the light in the water, and in silence I said to myself, I've done it. I've been honest. There is a warmth in my heart, a gratitude that I cannot express in words. I know, as long as you guys are around, I'm never really alone. For some, it may be just words. For me, that's the biggest confession. A sign that I, Jimin, is not a perfect figure, but a human who feels the fall, rise, fear, and love sincerely. And I want you, Army, to always know one thing. You are the most precious part of my life. Paris may continue to be known as the city of love, but for me, it will always be the city where I finally dare to open my heart completely. The city where I said out loud that without the army, I could never be the Jimin you love. That night, the city lights and your cheers merged into one, creating memories that will never fade from my memory. And now, as I write this, I want you to remember that no matter what happens in the future, my love for you will never change. You are my reason to smile, my reason to dance, my reason to sing. Thank you for being home to me. I love you, Army, more than anything in the world.